Let's talk about a feeling you probably know way too well. And let's talk about it through a story you only think you know. This is all about Frankenstein and the architecture of modern burnout.
You know how it goes, right? Your alarm goes off, and before you even open your eyes, your brain is already making a list. A list of all the things you didn't finish yesterday and all the things you're already failing at today. And even when you try to unplug, to just sit down for 5 minutes, there's that little voice in your head, isn't there? The one that whispers, you're just being lazy. That any moment you're not productive, you're just falling further and further behind. It doesn't matter how many emails you answer, how many tasks you cross off, the list just never gets shorter. The goalposts keep moving. That feeling of being actually truly done, it never comes. So here's a wild thought. What if the most accurate diagnosis of this feeling didn't come from some new productivity hack or wellness app, but from a horror novel that's over 200 years old? Yeah, I'm talking about Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. But first, to really get it, we need to basically reset everything we think we know about this story. Because the pop culture version, it gets the monster and the horror completely wrong.
Look, we all know the myth. The crazy scientist playing God, getting punished for his arrogance. It's simple, it's safe, but the uncomfortable truth of the book is so much more personal. It's not about the awesome act of creation. It's about the soul-crushing, never-ending weight of what happens after.
And this right here just nails it. Victor's tragedy isn't his ambition. It's his complete blindness to the aftermath. He never stopped to think about the lifelong obligation he was creating. He finishes the project and then realizes, oh no, he's accountable for this thing forever. And this is where the story becomes a blueprint for modern burnout. Seriously, if you look at Victor Frankenstein's behavior, he stops looking like a gothic villain and starts looking like patient zero. Just look at this checklist. Does any of it sound familiar? He pushes away everyone he loves. He stops eating, stops sleeping. He sacrifices literally all joy in his life for the sake of his work. The guy isn't lazy. He's obsessively, pathologically driven, convinced this one big push will finally bring him peace. And you can literally track his psychological breakdown. First, he's in this state of pure mania, this godlike euphoria where he thinks he's going to conquer death itself. But the second he succeeds, he shatters. He completely dissociates, falling into a nervous fever, totally unable to cope. And from that moment on, he sinks into a deep, clinical depression that he never escapes. And this is the essential lie of our entire productivity culture, isn't it? It's the thing we tell ourselves every single day. Once I finish this huge project, once I get through this week, once I clear my inbox, then I'll rest. But that never comes. So this is the key. What we're feeling isn't just regular tiredness from working hard. It's emotional exhaustion. It's a completely different kind of fatigue. It's the fatigue that comes from the constant, heavy psychological weight of never, ever feeling finished. And now we get to the really terrifying part. This is where the 200-year-old book starts to feel like it was written about this morning. You see, Victor had one monster. Just one. We're haunted by 1,000. Think about it. His burden was horrifying for sure, but it was singular. It had a face. He knew what he was dealing with. It was one concrete, monstrous project he had to manage. Our haunting is different. It's not one big thing. It's a million little things. It's the bottomless pit of your email inbox. It's the deadlines that just breed more deadlines. It's the carefully curated social and professional profiles that we have to maintain 24/7, each one a small, demanding, unfinished responsibility. And unlike in Victor's day, our obligations have perfect memory. Technology makes sure nothing ever goes away. The algorithm archives everything. It resurfaces old projects, old comments, old expectations. Nothing is ever really over. This is why that feeling of exhaustion is so deep. You're not just dealing with a long to-do list. You are being existentially haunted by thousands of tiny digital ghosts of things you started, things you maintain, and things you can never, ever truly finish. So what do we do about it? If that's the diagnosis, what's the cure? Well, this is where the novel gets really unsettling. If you're looking for a quick fix or a 5-step plan to beat burnout, you are not going to find it in Frankenstein. Mary Shelley was not trying to write a self-help book. She wasn't interested in making you feel better. Instead, her book offers something much deeper and honestly way more disturbing than comfort. It offers recognition. It holds up a mirror to our modern condition and says, I see you. I see this feeling. And guess what? It's not new. And in doing that, it asks the one question our culture absolutely refuses to answer. In a world of infinite tasks and endless projects, what are you allowed to let go of? When is it okay to just stop? To say, this is done, I'm putting it down? The book never tells you. It just lets that question hang there.
So I'll leave you with that. We call Victor Frankenstein a villain, a selfish creator. But what if he wasn't? What if he was just the first person in history to show us what it looks like when a human being completely and totally collapses under the weight of a responsibility that has no end? And if that's true, what does that say about us?